I had a wonderful rabbi when I was a teenager, Rabbi Dov Marmor. He was a wonderful teacher. And I was allowed at one point, for a few days really, to follow him, to shadow him. Mostly because I was doing things anyway in the synagogue, I think. I don't think it was an official shadow. I was doing other odd things, and he was around, and I was watching what he was doing. And I think that was an eye-opener to me. I remember having a conversation with him one day about being a rabbi, and him saying to me, "Don't think," he said, "that I spend all my time praying." He said, "Actually, what I do is when I have a few minutes to spare, I phone up people who are ill." And that made a big impression on me. And I also remember a time when he asked me to take a group of kids. I was about 17, and we had a group of B'nai Mitzvah who were a flipping nuisance, as they often are. And they were making a terrible noise in synagogue all the time. And he said, could I take them out to talk about prayer and God? And I said to him, well, you know, I'm not sure I believe in God. He said, but that's why I want you to teach, because we all have doubts, yet you have chosen to jump in and not sit on the fence. And that's probably the most important lesson you can teach them. So it was those sorts of incidents, I think, together with the stuff on the WUPJYS weekends or the WUPJYS conferences. Adin Steinsaltz came to one of the WUPJYS conferences. Amazing, in Holland. And he was a wonderful teacher, obviously still is. We've got lots of copies of his Talmud around. But I remember him standing there. We were inundated with wasps, and we were terrified. And he said, but they're all God's creatures. And he held his hand out, and all these wasps landed on his hand, and he whispered to them. And then they flew away. It was amazing. So it was all these things, I think, that led to me thinking about wanting to be part of this. And I was conscious of how little I knew and how much I wanted to know. And I did teach training. I knew I could teach. But I actually liked teaching all age groups. Did I really want to teach just 5-6-year-olds to read and do sums? I actually enjoy teens, and I love adult teaching. So I didn't want to restrict myself. And there was a bit of me who wanted to become a social worker, and a bit of me that wanted to also, a bit of acting. I like that. I quite enjoy that. So all these things came together and led me to becoming a student at the Learbeck College.